Dear Lord. Well, when all else fails, you go back to the old trusted and true. I don't know, people. Okay, at least I can get in and out of the tractors on FS15. Second weekend in a row, I am having issues with FS17. Last weekend, I don't know. The game got to where it corrupted all the game save files. It wouldn't load any game saves. I did a complete reinstall on the game. Then took the time to re-download all my mods. My frustration right now, you know, the reason I quit playing PC games was simply because I want to enjoy the game, you know? When it becomes an issue of, oh, well, the mods are conflicting with the map's conflicting with this and that and the other, that was the reason I left PC gaming. It really was. Uh, Plus, you got so many sites out there, especially for Farming Simulator, where you could get mods that you download one mod and it would screw your whole game up. Then if you got a file full of mods that you got to go through, not knowing if which one is conflicting with another one. It got to be too much of a headache, and I wanted to just play and enjoy the game with a little extras added to it. And now it seems like we have went that route. To me, it just seems like we went that route on console too. I appreciate the modders. I appreciate Giants trying to go that extra mile. Well, they're not trying to. They're being forced to by Xbox and by PlayStation. More PlayStation than Xbox, I believe. PlayStation's real tight on their user-generated content. They don't want people's systems screwed up. But the past 2 weekends, I get constant crashes on FS17. And through emails with Giants, they try to blame it on the PlayStation Network. Okay, people, I just crashed out of FS17. As you can see, I am on Bjorn home on FS15. You tell me, Giants, is that a PlayStation Network issue? I don't think it is. On FS17, you can walk up, get in a tractor, and when you mash the button to get out, boom, game crash. just 10-15 minutes ago in the live stream, I had a vanilla tractor whose skin didn't load properly. It was just black, like the skin was missing. And it all started last weekend after that week's mods came out. And quite honestly, the way the mod hub is set up right now on, I can't speak to Xbox, but on the PS4, it's a pain in the butt. The mods don't seem to have a release date on them, so that you can't look at them and say, oh, well, these are the last ones. Because once you hit the button to install it, oh, it puts it in your list, and you can't tell if you installed it last, first, or in the middle. There's no rhyme or reason to it. That's just frustrating. I will probably not stream again this weekend. This will be 2 weeks in a row where things are so topsy-turvy. You know, you add on the game crashes of last week with I never understood the way the sound works on FS15. Anyway, you take the game crashes in account and add that to the Spectrum outages of last weekend that kept some people without cable television. It kept others without internet service, kept others without phone service. I mean, there was a plethora of problems with Spectrum last weekend. You know, and I understood that. If I was trying to play online or trying to stream and it wouldn't stream, I get that. That would be an internet issue. But when the game does not load up, when the game in the middle crashes from something as simple as getting out of the tractor. I've gotten to where now on the PlayStation for FS17, I call it the square button of death, because you tap square to get out of your tractor and you may be crashing your game. That's nonsense. But that's my rant this week, people. What in dear God's name is going on with FS17? And is it just my game? Or is it everybody's game? Is everybody having an issue that runs mods? I've noticed a lot of the streamers don't run mods. Maybe that's the reason why. Or they'll run one or two, but they don't run a bunch. I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. I love the mods that come out for the game, but it just seems to me like it is once again Giants not wanting to put full effort forward to make sure that everything's compatible not only with the game but with each other. I mean, console guys, we can't go in there and check, you know, the extensions and the scripts and the textures and everything else to make sure it's compatible with what we got. It's not doable for us. And I'm sorry, folks, but after spending the type of money I've spent on Farming Simulator, I expect due diligence on the software from the software company to make sure that it works properly. To make sure they're not putting any mods on the mod hub that might crash the game out if that's what's doing it. You know, if that's what's making the games crash, then that's what needs to happen. I'm at wit's end. I gotta remember my buttons on this game. Let's see, that, yeah, okay. But yeah, that's my rant. I enjoy the farming sim game, I really do. And at the same time, I can't wait till March. Now more than ever, I cannot wait till March. In March, competition for Giants comes out for console. And maybe then I won't have to put up with an FS15 that crashes every time I hit the dreaded square button of death to get out of a tractor. Instead, in March, I'll just play pure farming. Dear God. It has gotten extremely frustrating. Now, I've heard that people have been having all kinds of issues with PlayStation Network, not letting them sign in on their accounts and not using the PSN store and things of that nature. I have not had an issue with that. But Giants, I don't know. I'm at wit's end. To me, it's a software company that doesn't want to give its gamers good support with their software. When the game crashes, they want to say, oh, it's because of your internet service. If you're not playing online, it shouldn't have a doggone thing to do with internet service, people. Oh well, then okay, it's the PSN network. They've been having problems for days. Okay, well that may be true, but if all my other games, well, case in point, if I'm on Farming Simulator 15 on PlayStation and playing it grandiosio fine, then guess what? That's not the issue. I'm believing the issue is people are tinkering with things. I can't remember the last application update we had, how many weeks or months ago it was. Like I said, all of my game crashes on FS17, they started last weekend. You know, I don't do like everybody else. I'm not at home through the week, so I don't download the mods on Mondays or Tuesdays or whenever it is they come out. So whatever mods came out last weekend, I came in on Friday, downloaded my mods, got ready to start a stream, and nope, you can't start a stream, you can't do nothing because the game won't load. No saved game would load. Okay, well, the error report I keep getting was telling me, okay, you need to update application. Well, you can't update the application if it's already updated. Okay, next step. So I went back to my computer playing days. Okay, let's uninstall and reinstall. Something has gone awry. You'll lose all your saved data. But, you know, it is what it is. Let's get the game up and running. So I did that. I uninstalled the game. I lost all my saved data because my streaming is done from a non-PlayStation Plus account. So, you know, I don't have online backup for it, for the save data. I guess that's my, you know, that's my fault. I can't lay that at nobody else's feet. I guess I could have tried to back it up on a memory stick, but since the game wouldn't load the saved data anyway, I figured what's the use, because the data may be corrupted. Let's see, gotta remember buttons here. That's not it. Let's see, let's just go in here. Where's it at? Turn the map off, but turn help on. Text. I forget how basic these controls were on this game. But yeah, after completely reinstalling everything, I finally got the game back up, and it would let me create a new save game. So I thought, okay, great. At least we've sort of got it working now, right? And about that time, that's when Spectrum blew down and had their big outage last weekend, which affected my internet. So, no streams last weekend. So I'm thinking, okay, this weekend I'll be able to get in there, stream a little FS15, play around on Colborough, and play around on Chellington. You know, I got those maps sort of started up last week. Everything will be good. Everything's back to normal. No. Everything's not back to normal. Everything is not good at all. Now we have the FS17 square button of death. Upon exiting your tractor, a blue screen will appear and give you an error message letting you know your game is effed up. Yes, you will be visiting Crash City. God, it's so frustrating. And out of all the maps that we have got on FS17, why in the heck is this not one of them? I mean, my lord, they brought Westbridge to FS17. Somebody retooled it to bring it out, and nobody thought about bringing Bjorn home to consoles. I'm pretty sure they got it on the computer. You know, I don't gripe about the modders. Don't misinterpret what I'm saying. I'm not griping about any of the modders that put out mods for consoles. That's not my gripe. My gripe has always been with Giants. Ever since I first started playing Farming Sim on a computer, that was my gripe. You know, back in the days of flying tractors. If you haven't been around for a while, you probably don't know what I'm talking about. But the software was just glitched, man. It was glitched so bad that the physics would mess up and you'd have levitating flying tractors. You'd be driving along and the next thing you know, you'd be 30,000 feet up in the air. they've brought the game a long way. I'll give them that credit. I hate not being able to cut my tractors off. And the big difference is here on FS15, realism as on a console is just out the door. You just gotta play the game the best you can. Oh, really? Doggone it. Till I got the buttons for 17 memorized. That's hire a worker. Okay, I give up. Trying to figure out how to switch to the header. Can't remember. Been too long. Ah, touchpad in the center. Gotcha. Okay, touchpad. Got it. I'm trying to calm back down. Really? I'm trying not to let my FS17 crashes spoil my weekend. I had forgotten just how much Giants did improve the workers. From FS15 to FS17. Still don't understand why the worker does it at 3 miles an hour. But I do it at 6. Makes no sense. I don't know, dude. I don't know, guys. Maybe somebody out there can figure it out. I had my 2 little oh my god streams last weekend and thought I had everything fixed. I guess what I'm gonna have to do is strip all of the mods out of the mod folder or off the, you know what I mean. I'm using computer gaming lingo with, oh, with what I'm trying to talk about on the PlayStation, but I believe the point comes across regardless. But for PlayStation, I guess I need to say I guess my fix right now is to go in there and deactivate all of the mods that I've got downloaded and see if I can get it to play that way. And then I guess it's going to be a long process of coming in game, coming out of game, and trying to figure out stupid lights. That's cruise. Square is cruise. The button of death on here is what makes it go cruise. But anyway, I'll try to figure out what the last mods I installed on it week before last and get them the heck out of there. I know that one of them is that root crop storage and cell point, but I'm not sure what anything else is. I'll start there and see if that will allow it to play. And if that don't work, then I guess the channel will become something different. It may not be something everybody else is interested in, but it'll be something I'm interested in. We may just be done with farming, which is, to me, I mean, that's sad. But I am not very interested in playing FS15 all the time to do streams. And since my FS17 ain't doing nothing but crashing like a biatch, that may be my option, is just take it from retire my farming, hang up my tractors, hang up my keys to the tractors, and move on to something different maybe. I don't know. To me, the old you can never go backwards actually is that. I can't go backwards. I've played FS17, so FS15 here, though right now it's fun, and I sort of came in here just to see, well, will this one load up? Will this one work? You know, because lo and behold, Giants will tell me if I email them and ask them, hey, you know, what's going on? Oh, well, it's your PlayStation Network. It's your internet. It's anything but our software or our approved mods on the mod hub. None of that can be at fault. Really? Oh, okay. I guess that's my internet and the PlayStation Network being so terrible, and FS17 software being so great. I guess that's why I'm able to go online and do a live stream of FS15. It is what it is. At least I got 8 hours of playing time before it crashed back out and won't let you accomplish anything. Yeah, that's the total amount of game time I got in, guys, from doing my reinstall and starting everything back over. I got a little over 8 hours in FS17, and we're back to Crash City again. It's extremely aggravating. Oh dear Lord, I keep hitting circle for cruise control. Might want to hire a worker to do that. Alright, take off. You should not catch up with the combine now. I said I'd like to have this map in FS17. I don't know if I would or not. I wouldn't be able to play it. It would crash every time you touch the square button to get out of your tractor. Yeah, I know. I'm beating the dead horse with a stick. You stick around long enough, you'll watch me poke at it too. That's the only part of the whole map I don't like. That little having to go around that little hillside right there, embankment, whatever you want to call it. Because on the farm, we probably would not have built that shed, and we would have sloped that so that that'd been a direct drive down. I don't know, maybe it adds character, but it's not very efficient. I'll have to apologize to believe it was Duncan and BJ that were in the stream a while ago when it crashed out. It's beyond my control, guys. When I seen that Massey didn't load its skin up, I knew something was up though. I did get back into the map. When I got back into the map after the game crashed, the skin for the Massey did load up. But the very first thing I got into, I started it up, started driving off, it crashed. Went back in again. Went back in a third time. Got in the tractor, drove around, it didn't crash, decided, oh, okay, let me park this one up, I'll get back into the tractor I was in, because I got to go do my hay bales all over again, because didn't save it. You know, I try not to save until the last, until I cut the stream off. Mash the square button of death because that sent me back into a game crash again, just getting out of the tractor. So I don't know. If I was on a PC, I would understand it. I really would. I'd be like, oh well, the game's crashed because I downloaded thus and such mod. It's not approved by the game software, so there's a conflict either with another mod or it's a conflict with the map, or there would be something that I could track it back to. But the way things stand now, I don't know. I'm at wit's end. That's another thing I sort of like about FS15 that's different from FS17. When you harvest, you see the slightest ground texture change there. You can always find your little bitty spots that have been missed on here. So that if you're very OCD, no big deal. You can find what you missed, clean it up. That's alright, bud. No, it's not. Oh, there we go. I have got I can't remember where to find it at. I have taken contracts on here, jobs to be completed. But for the life of me, I cannot find a screen that reminds me, hey, dummy, this is what you got to do and take to here and whatnot. But it seems to me there always was. Am I overlooking it? Huh. Maybe you just have to go back to the bulletin board and check it there, I guess. I guess. You don't know. Let's get this off the field so that it does not impede other tractors as they do their job. We'll get the harvester back over to the main yard. Let's see. Will it be this button? No. That button? No. That button? No. That one? No. 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 Okay, again, at a loss. Yeah, that's what it says, but... Oh, well, okay. Still having to refresh myself on all the button controls here. Well, maybe I can let it go now. And And I needed to know this. Why? I think you misunderstand what chat's about, VA. Chat for the stream is supposed to be about the game. I don't believe me or anybody else are really concerned about whether or not you're able to watch or play because you're going to work. Right now I've got bigger fish ticking me off than worrying about whether or not people are or aren't watching. We don't need notifications that you are here or aren't here or that you're back. That's just like stating things that one way or the other doesn't, you know, pertain to anything. Where's my other tractor? There it is. But this is streaming good, so it ain't PlayStation Network. Evidently the quality of the stream's good. From what I'm watching on the playback, it looks okay. It's affecting my driving, but it looks good. So therefore it's not a Spectrum issue. It's just my Farming Simulator 17 keeps crashing. That seems to be the issue. You know, luckily, last weekend I re-downloaded Farming Sim 15 here. Seems to work fine. Amazing how that works. Maybe I will try again later this afternoon. Or sometime tonight. And see if I can get it back up and working. See, I can't. It just drives me crazy. I can't cut my tractor off. The only way you can cut it off is by getting out of it. Go, dear. Oh, I know what I can do while I'm waiting on this field to flip over. Where is the closest bulletin board? Wrong button. Wrong button. Dear God, really? I'm looking. Okay. If it's there, I'm not seeing it. Ah, R1. Okay. Barley at the windmill and corn at the shipping office. Okay. I know this map had coins on it. I haven't checked around here to see if there's any coins. Guessing. And since we're going to leave the farm and do a little transporting of the grain, let's wash our stuff up before we go to... that's the wrong button. We'll wash our stuff up. Before we head down into town. While we're here on the farm, things get a little dirty, that's fine. enjoy this game. Well, I guess this test is holding up. Evidently, my game crash had nothing to do with internet service and had nothing to do with PlayStation Network. Because the stream is still going out. Over the last hour, we're showing let's pull over here a second so I can look at this. Yeah, we're showing 720. Status is good. So it's not Spectrum this weekend. It's just FS15. Don't know why it crashed. Ain't got a clue. Maybe the game needs an update, but they haven't updated it since the last PlayStation update was last week, I believe. But I have noticed that Giants does not put out as many updates as all of my other games do. They update pretty regularly. But for some reason, FS17 doesn't get as many updates. I did check to see I was operating the latest version. But yeah, still a crash. Frustrating. Buttons are different on here, JR. Y'all will see me as I do this, randomly turn my lights on. Every time you see the lights come on, that's me trying to set the cruise control. It's been so long since I've played FS15. Still working out some of the buttons. But we're here at Bjorn, however it's pronounced. I just called it Bjorn. What I consider the best map that was on FS15. Still wishing we had this for consoles on FS17. Not that it would matter to me, I'd still be playing it on 15. Because I can't get my FS17 to not crash out. I know. I need to let it go. But I've done what Giants told me to do. I shot an email off to them, told them the issue I was having, and asked, could it possibly be a mod that's been put up on ModHub? And everybody was like, see, the guy that wrote me back said, oh, there's no way that there should be an issue with a mod that we put on ModHub because, we thoroughly check everything out to make sure it will not cause a conflict or a crash of the game. It has to be either your internet service provider or the PlayStation Network has been experiencing a lot of outages. Maybe that's your problem. Okay, well, guy to be named later at Giants. Here I am in the little PlayStation Network universe, washing off my cultivator on FS15 in a live stream. So, yeah, it's not the internet. It's not the PlayStation Network. It's a software issue. Gotta be a software issue. But anyway, guys, don't let my issues with Farming Simulator 17 bring you down. If you need your stream fixed for FS17, y'all be sure to check out guys like Terrier 930. He's got a lot of streams up, got a real good channel over there. Y'all go over there, check him out. Throw him a like and a sub. Another one you can check out is Paul Baxter Gaming. He's throwing a lot of good streams up here lately. And well, I say here lately, he does it quite regularly. Right now he's a little under the weather, so we'll throw a shout out there to Paul and say, hey man, get well soon. That's a couple of guys I've been watching here lately. Now been watching Terrier now over the past 3 or 4 months, I guess. And Paul Baxter Gaming, he's sort of he's sort of new to streaming, but he's doing a real good job. Like I said, y'all be sure to get out there and check him out. Tell him JR Redneck sent you over there. There are a couple of farming sim console players that live stream. I try to support my fellow consolers. That's another little add-on from FS15 that I take for granted. It's not, you know, you compare the workers from this game to 17, you can actually see the drastic improvements. The end cab, notice the tractor is the same sound regardless. The having it quieter while you're driving in cab, that's something I take for granted a lot too. or wearing headphones while I'm doing the stream. And it makes this tractor unbelievably loud. A lot of times I feel like I'm trying to talk over the volume of the tractor when I actually don't have to. I know the microphone's doing its job. It's just human nature. You know, your ears work with the volume. What your ears hear works in your psyche, I guess, with the volume that you talk at. You know, if you work around large machines or in noisy areas or whatever, you always talk louder when you're around them. So it's the same way here. I've got these tractors right in my ears. So to compensate, I'll stay on the road. To compensate, I usually try to speak a little louder. I catch myself a lot of times, try to tone it down just a little. So yeah, having the noise reduction effect while you're driving in cab, it's very ideal, because I try to do a lot of my driving around the map in cab. When I'm working the field or whatever, you know, we may be in drone mode so that we can watch the tractor do what it does, and the utilizing of the equipment. But we're just going from point A to point B. I like being in cab. We'll take this down here to the, I think this is shipping building, shipping office, and then backtrack back up to the farm, and I believe we'll call it a stream, guys. And if FS15 decides it wants to run again later this evening or later tonight, if I can get it to where it will not crash and run halfway decent, I'll come back on here and give it a go on cold barrel. If not, it'll probably be tomorrow with whichever game I can get to load, whether it be FS15 or FS17. I mean, my personal standing on it is I hate that I'm having to stream FS15. I mean, it's a nice throwback, don't get me wrong. It's where all us console farmers started off with FS15. If they didn't do like I did and change from computer to console. I don't go back too much further than FS15. I believe the first time I played Farming Sim was on an old desktop, and it was FS13. guys, we got a little harvesting done. Hauled off a couple of loads of corn up there to the shipping office, working on our little contract we're doing. But I'm gonna call it a day on the stream. Like I said, I'm hoping I can get back in here later tonight and do a little FS15. But my game's got to where it's real temperamental. It's been crashing a lot, so I don't know what's causing it. But if I can get to the end of it, we'll do it. We'll catch y'all next time.